That rhetoric has unfortunately created a lot of uncertainty, a lot of concerns, and a lot of fear in cities like ours. I stand before you, and I will share this anytime, it's actually on our city website, that I am the child of two immigrant parents. Gustavo please. Gustavo and Marlene Quintero. If you're not respectful to me, ma'am, Gustavo is a name. Quintero is a name. And I'd like to introduce you to him. My dad is right here, Gustavo Quintero. So I'd like to share this with you. My dad grew up very poor in the country that he came from. And he came to this country because someone gave him an opportunity to come here. Actually, it was someone who was the mother of one of his good friends.
What country?
And so when he came here on a student visa. He had an opportunity to study in this country. He learned English. He started working within a month of being here as a union janitor, and then eventually worked for the gas company. He was a union member for 40 years working. He raised two kids, him and my mom, raised two kids. One who turned out to be a lawyer and the mayor of our hometown, and the other one, a principal of a school in LA. We are not an unusual story. We actually are a very typical story in immigrant communities, and I'm very honored and proud to be a United States citizen. Veterans were a very important part of my life. The American Legion gave me an opportunity to go to a program called Boys State and Boys Nation, and I learned about this government through those programs, and because of veterans. Our story is not an unusual one. Tonight we have a chance to hear about how to understand the immigration laws and how to try to follow this great Constitution of ours. And we're very fortunate tonight to have this in our community. But again, we have people from all across the San Gabriel Valley here tonight. So tonight's an opportunity to learn about immigration laws. It's a night to be in a safe environment. Please remember, we've given you yellow cards to be able to ask questions or to express some concerns. Please use them. That is the way we've created an opportunity for everybody to express themselves and to ask important questions tonight. And we'll attempt to answer all questions on the note cards before the end of the evening. I'd like to give a special thanks to the San Gabriel Valley Conservation Corps for being here. We have yes, this is a round of applause. They do a tremendous amount of work in our community to improve the community. We have many folks here that are visiting with us that are from labor organizations and veterans organizations, including one. Let's give them a round of applause. We also have attorney Sandy Garcia, who's providing translation services. Thank you, Sandy, for helping us out this evening. And lastly, I'd like to thank my colleagues on the City Council and our entire city staff, and most of our city manager, who's here as well, Jesus Gomez. Who is also an immigrant himself. Thank you very much, Jesus. And lastly, no, you can't. You're out of order. You're out of order. You're out of order.
I'm just asking. City's an
And lastly,
please
stop.
clarification. That's
Sir, I specifically said that if you want to express yourself or ask a question, you can do it by yelling. Please.
yes or no
Right.
question.
Thank you.
You're saying nothing to him. What about these
Not
two?
one word.
Because he stopped talking.
He was talking
All right. We're going to move on. At this time, I'd like to thank the men and women who provide safety in our city and who do a fine job at doing that. El Monte Police Department, our chief, director. And lastly, I'm going to ask once again, we're going to get a lot of good information tonight. We're asking you to please exercise your questions and comments through this yellow card format. We're going to get through them. If you need them, staff has them in different parts of the room. If ever you feel the urge, like you want to ask something, please just write it down. Be respectful. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to introduce the woman of the hour, our Congresswoman Grace Napolitano.
Here, you have a right to speak, and so does the rest of us, so please bear with us. There has been a lot of turmoil since the beginning of the year, and great uncertainty and fear on the behalf of immigrants. We've heard that some children, we have a teacher here, has been telling us that a lot of the children aren't going to school for fear their parents won't be home when they return. Today, Know Your Right Town Hall is to inform everybody and for all of you to voice your concerns in a safe environment. Immigrants also do have rights, believe it or not, they do have rights. Chirla, Catholic Chairs, Isla, City of El Monte, City Councilman Jerry Velasco, and Great Mayor Quintero, and I are here to help answer questions. We must continue to coalesce, and we must impart this information to all that need to know it. For the strength of our communities are at risk, and we want to protect everybody. Thank you to our volunteers, our labor folks, our veterans, Juan Leiva, Attorney Sandy Garcia for translating, especially my vet hunters, the carpenters, the city police, thank you, sir, and San Gabriel Valley Youth Consortium. Conservation Corps, where are you? Oh, you're right here. Yeah, thank you. To my staff, thank you for putting it on, and our intern, Barrett Tate. Hector Elizalde, where are you, Hector? We'll do the Pledge of Allegiance. If you will, please stand.